Hello, Newman222 here, and welcome back to the ever-growing world of my Digimon headcanons and what-ifs. Today's video will be a throwback to a style of video I started doing over like a year ago, and was kind of the first real video of mine to get any traction. My old video, What If We Swapped the DigiDestined Partner Digimon, was a video doing exactly what was stated, but ended up convincing me to pivot the direction of my channel to focus on more Digimon content. Before that, I was almost exclusively video game content, with the occasional tier list that would do okay. Basically, my video game content was little to zero views. But I digress. Let's give this a new spin. Today I want to see what would happen if we swap our chosen children's crests. Some ground rules. Though not agreed by all, I feel the crests and what they represent would in fact alter the champion form of the partner Digimon, hence why we will be looking at all post-rookie forms. A big reason for this, honestly, I usually point to like the entire Greymon line being based on Greymon. Like, you know what I mean? So like, in my head, I prefer that. Yeah, that's just kind of how I feel about that. Again, not everyone's gonna agree with me, so if you like their champion forms, just pretend that their champion forms stay the same. Make your own video, whatever you want to do. All about that. And to segue, this is a video of my opinions, my personal opinions. I understand that you aren't all going to agree with me or each other, so let's all just try and be nice in the comments. And civil, please. I will continue to try and give Digimon index-style descriptions of any customs or recolor mons that I create, and I do feel like I have to say this because I've gotten a couple, it's not a lot, but I have gotten like a handful of comments, kind of fairly negative about this. My channel is based almost entirely off of headcanons and more specifically recolors and redesigns, or even the occasional fully original design. If you're looking for more canonical theories or alternates within the pre-established Digimon lore, I urge you to check out other channels such as like Kari, who handles a lot more lore-intensive concepts and even goes based off like times. Like I know he'll do a lot of videos where he's like, but since this takes place during adventure that happened from these years, we can't use any Digimon that were not revealed like after that. And I think that's awesome. I do not have the research-oriented, I'm too imaginative sometimes, and I get that, but that's the whole purpose of this channel for me. In my videos, y'all are just at the whim of my silly little mind and imaginations, so that's just something I wanted to say, because again, I get a lot of them, and this is a video where 90% of what I'm showing you are going to be recolors or redesigns, but I digress. It's like my favorite saying. Anyways though, let's get reacquainted with our DigiDestined. Our goggle head for the season is the always present Tai. Trust me, you will never not see Tai on screen. The Tai we know is gifted the crest of courage, but what if we focused on a different aspect of his personality? Because something Tai never does is give up hope. The DigiDestined will not have their crest swapped based on relationships or specific circumstances, but more so based on qualities that were already present in them. If Tai was not a hopeful person, I would not be giving him the crest of hope. But that's just kind of how I feel. And again, they are going to keep their, their rookie partners. So Tai, of course, is still partnered with Agumon. This hungry gem of a Digimon stays Tai's reliable and kind partner, but through the power of hope, things will roll out a little differently for our friend in orange. Agumon will first digivolve to Dinamon. I chose to recolor Darkmon as I wanted to maintain the holy aspect that is present in the Crest of Hope. I feel Dinamon, named for Dina, which is a name that means Angel of Learning and Wisdom, exemplifies the idea of hope flying on in the face of adversity. Dinamon are ancient beings who act as the keepers of knowledge for the Guild of Secrets, a pantheon of angelic Digimon sworn to guardianship, often using their power to shield the world from dark magics and nefarious beings. Again, this is not lore accurate. I made up the Guild of Secrets. It was a cool name and I like the concept. Eventually though, Tai will discover the true power behind his Crest of Hope, allowing Dinamon to reach ultimate level, digivolving to Archaidinamon. This, obviously, Archai-Angemon variant allows us to continue our angelic theme, but also allows me to explore a more magic-focused partner for Tai, as opposed to his all-out brawler. Where Greymon and Metal Greymon were absolute powerhouses, Dinamon and Archai-Dinamon are quick and agile with a more strategic disposition. Now, Archai-Dinamon are a higher level in the world of the Angelic Guild of Secrets. They are able to not only shield the digital world from these ancient secrets, but also wield them when necessary to protect those that are important to them. Archai-Dinamon will eventually digivolve to Saint Dinamon, a fun, if not muted, recolor of Dominimon. This angelic warrior finds the balance between combat prowess and magical knowledge. I genuinely love these newer angelic Digimon, and I like their overall design, so I had to use them for my fake organization. Saint Dinamon is the Keeper of Secrets. This Digimon leads the Angelic Guild of Secrets and ensures the world is protected from even the deepest, darkest forms of evil dwelling beneath the surface. So, Tai wielding the Crest of Hope will see his partner Agumon digivolve to Dinamon, Archai-Dinamon, and then Saint Dinamon. A fun start to this concept. So now, let's visit our cool and brooding right-hand man, Matt. In the original story, Matt is represented by the Crest of Friendship, showing him his need to open up and let his friends in. This is a phenomenal crest for him, to be fair. But I really wanted to see him open his heart to love. That's right, I am giving this timeline's Matt the Crest of Love. Matt will learn to open himself up to more than just stolen glances and loneliness. Because he's in love with Tai. Sorry, I had some truth lodged in my throat. Anyways, for our boy's partner, the always lovable Gabumon, I wanted to focus on the Crest of Love's ties to wind and flying. I also wanted to maybe pursue a more reptilian line, since under that little fur coat that leads to the more bestial lines of the Friendship Crest, Gabumon is a lizard-like Digimon. He is a reptile. So let's see Gabumon digivolve to Gabudramon. This draconic turn in Gabumon's Digivolution tree is a fun call to another user of the Crest of Friendship, Vmon, which this is his primary, a recolor of his primary champion form, X-Vmon. This tall drink of draconic water will differ from his blue cousin, as Gabudramon are a lot more shy and reserved in nature. You'll notice I put Gabumon's horn on, I put Gabumon's little belly tattoo or markings, whatever, on. If I was a better artist digitally, I would have absolutely added a Garurumon pelt to this design to make the Evo, from Gabumon even more clear. Again, I did attempt it. It didn't come out even remotely, viewable, so no, that's just not happening. But Gabudramon will use the newly acquired Crest of Love to digivolve to Aero Gabudramon. This recolor of Wingdramon continues our focus on flight and, dragons now. Aero Gabudramon are social creatures that fly at extremely high speeds. They slow themselves down regularly, though, so that any friends they make along the way can keep up. Aero Gabudramon will take on their final form as they digivolve to War Gabudramon. This time I made a Dynasmon variant for Gabumon's mega form, including, once again, his horn. I don't know why, but I really wanted to keep that going. War Gabudramon are, despite their name, peaceful creatures that are viciously opposed to hate and malice. Though rare, they will enter combat with their immense power to protect those who can't protect themselves, and more importantly, to protect those they love. So, Matt's lovable bestie Gabumon will, with the Crest of Love, digivolve to Gabudramon, Aero Gabudramon, and War Gabudramon. Now, onto my heart's gogglehead, Sora. Now, Sora, as we all know by now, is the original bearer of the Crest of Love, but something Sora showed more than anyone, in my honest opinion, was just how reliable she was. Not only was she constantly making sure everyone was okay, but she also spent her time on her own, sneaking around and helping her friends whenever it was needed. She is an icon and a mother, and I stand by that. So yeah, Sora's iconic partner, the lovely Biyomon, will experience a new journey with her partner's crest, influencing things a little differently. For this line, I wanted to focus on the Crest of Reliability's ties to water and just bulk, and of course, the color gray. So Biyomon will digivolve to Workamon. We didn't recolor this time, but we all know that won't last. Orcamon is obviously not only a Crest of Reliability Armor Evo, but also most commonly Digivolved from another rookie bird Digimon, Hawkmon, another Digimon that actually ties into specifically Sora's Crest of Love, but yeah, even in, I think, Ghost Game, we actually see the direct Digivolution of 2 Hawkmon turning into Orcamon, so it's just a phenomenal thing. I love that. Also, the fins work as full extensions of Biomon's wings, taking on a new aquatic form. Orcamon will, of course, eventually, through the power of the Crest of Reliability in full force, Digivolve to Waydramon. This Marine Bullmon recolor is meant to invoke orca whales in a more fluid and flexible form. Waydramon are helpful Digimon, often found returning lost Digimon at sea to the land so that they may find safety. Waydramon will Digivolve one last time though to Cetomon. I recolored Ryugumon to once again give a further visual point for this line and named them after the Greek goddess and mother of sea monsters. This tie to mythology is a fun wink at Zudomon and Vikmon's Norse inspiration. Cetomon are rare Digimon who only show themselves in times of dire need. They protect the sea monsters of the net ocean to ensure that their children are always thriving and safe. They are rumored to cause storms so that certain hidden Digimon may stay hidden. So, Sora's partner Digimon, or partner Biyomon, her partner Digimon Biyomon, under the new influence of the Crest of Reliability, will Digivolve to Orcamon, Waydramon, and Cetomon. Don't get me wrong, the child genius Izzy is perfect with the Crest of Knowledge, but I thought it'd be fun to explore Izzy's kind of lack of a filter. Similar to Mimi, which this causes the most problems with, Izzy doesn't really hold back how he feels. It causes him to come off cold and calculated at times, but I think it just shows how sincere he is. It takes some time for him to learn how to be sincere in a more empathic way, but I think the Crest works really well with him. Now, Izzy's partner, Tentomon, usually acts as his ties to being more grounded and kind, so I'm excited to explore this new line for him. Now, aside from the color green, I'd like to focus on how the Crest of Sincerity stays attached to both plant life and fairies. So with all that, Tentomon will Digivolve to Hornetmon. This Flybeamon recolor only really references the insect side of this line, but I promise I'm going somewhere with this. Hornetmon are smart but standoffish Digimon. They're usually seen alone as their overt honesty and seeming lack of emotion leads other Digimon to find them dangerous. I think that this would allow Izzy to maybe find like a link with maybe not even his Hornetmon. Maybe they meet other Hornetmon and Tentomon is so unlike them and it causes a little bit of strife between the two of them briefly. Like, I'm picturing an episode in my head. Anyways, I named this Digimon obviously for hornets, but more specifically, the oriental hornets that use the sun to produce electricity in their bodies. This ties both our electric element that Tentomon primarily uses with a biological act that resembles photosynthesis, kind of. It's a reach, but it's gonna work. Anyways, with the full power of the Crest of Sincerity, Hornetmon will Digivolve to Agitarmon. No recoloring used here once again, as Hornetmon's stingers form into thorns as a more plant-like Digimon is created. Agitarmon will take one last evolutionary step though, as they shed their harsh exterior to Digivolve to Pitchermon. This time I recolored Refleximon to create this Digimon inspired by the pitcher plants. These plants trap insects within their bell-shaped petals for nutrients and sustenance. Pitchermon are beautiful Digimon, known for their intoxicating scent and kindness. Don't cross them, however. They will not hesitate to stun their foes with their signature pitcher powder before consuming their data via their bellflowers. So our intelligent and honest hero is partnered with their loyal Tentomon, who, through the power of sincerity, will Digivolve to Hornetmon, Agitarmon, and Pitchermon. Speaking of sincerity, our girl Mimi is normally the wielder of said crest. However, through her own journey of self-discovery, she has to overcome her fears and become courageous. There's literally an entire mini arc for her character that sees her overcoming her fear of battle and loss. Her partner, Palmon, is going to take on a new, powerful set of forms. The Crest of Courage is often associated with things like dinosaurs and fire, but I thought it'd be fun to really just focus on the dino portion here. All that being said, Palmon will digivolve to Chironomon. This Parasauromon variant was named for the Chironosaurus, which, yes, that is how it is pronounced. I looked up pronunciations. I typed it out phonetically. Yes. Anyways, the Chironosaurus, another duck-billed dinosaur, which is closely related to the Parasaurolophus. I chose this Digimon because not only does it work well here, but Parasauromon actually naturally digivolves from Pomumon, another plant Digimon. Chironomon are territorial Digimon, known to protect their homes with a fierceness matched by few others. Chironomon will use the Crest of Courage to digivolve to Dracaenamon. This time, Tauropiamon was recolored to create a new mon to reference the Dracaena, a genus of plant which happens to have a name that looks draconic on paper. That's what it is. It's a sight read. It's fine. Dracaenamon are massive powerhouses that are surprisingly gentle giants. That being said, they will gladly charge into battle to help those in need. Dracaenamon will digivolve once more, though, to Bloom Lordmon. This amazing Digimon is the perfect ending for this line to mirror War Greymon's place in the original Courage Evo line, and I really couldn't justify a recolor here. And I'll recolor anything, guys, so that's how you know it's perfect. So Mimi, with a more courageous outlook, will help her partner Palmon digivolve to Chironomon, Dracaenamon, and Bloom Lordmon. Okay, I know I tend to give Joe grief, but I do love our little ball of anxiety. He's normally gifted the Crest of Reliability, but I think it's overlooked just how knowledgeable he is. Sorry, there's like something on my face, I can feel it. He is an obsessive person fixated on school and grades and seeks to pursue a career in medicine, a field known for their educational requirements. This Crest, it just works. It works for him. If it wasn't going to be Izzy, it was going to be Joe. Now, Joe's partner, Gomamon, is going to take on a more insectoid nature to match the themes of the Crest of Knowledge. I'm about to take him on a journey, starting with him digivolving to Caradiamon. This Abidramon recolor is named for the scientific name of shrimp, and is helping me further this line through the precise and scientific belief that shrimps is bugs. Shrimps is bugs. Caradiamon are hermits who rarely come to the surface as they fear other Digimon will steal the hordes of treasure and secrets they hide in their shells. They will eventually digivolve with the Crest of Knowledge to Arcatalimon. The shell has taken better shape of the insect underneath as this recolor, now of Jewel Beamon, brings an even bigger insectoid presence to this line. Arcatalimon, named for the scientific name of lawn shrimp, a species of amphipods that seem to be a middle ground between shrimps and insects, are adventurers who roam the land, now in search of new tales and history. They've adopted a more optimistic curiosity that treats their kind well. Arcatalimon will finally digivolve, though, to Bancho Arcatalimon. Yeah, okay, I just love Bancho Stingmon, so I was gonna do a recolor of him somewhere. Bancho Arcatalimon are natural-born investigators that find pleasure in solving the mysteries of the digital world. This is, of course, a nod to Ken Stingmon, who helps him become a private investigator when they get older, which is awesome. Love that. So that's just kind of like my fun little nod there. Anyways, we see Joe, now with the Crest of Knowledge, help Gomamon achieve Digivolution to Caradiamon, Arcatalimon, and lastly, Bancho Arcatalimon. But we aren't done just yet. Our penultimate DigiDestined is TK. The younger brother of Matt is usually saddled with the Crest of Hope. That being said, his character has a certain joy and light about him. I'll be honest, this one was kind of just what was left for him. I didn't initially want to give him the other Holy Crest, but it worked best for him out of everyone else, so here we are. His partner, though, Patamon, did not suffer from this, as his line is just as cool as the others. He will digivolve first to Jackalopemon. For this go-around, I redesigned Terurimon to resemble a jackalope, a cryptid based around rabbits and deer. That's right, y'all, it's a Patamon line, so you know I'm focusing on the ears of it all. Jackalopemon are evasive Digimon, often keeping to deep forests so they may live in peaceful silence. Jackalopemon will then digivolve Jackalopemon will then digivolve, using the Crest of Light, to Jade. It's like I'm constantly just having a stroke. Sorry. Using the Crest of Light to Jade Cressamon. Using jade rabbits, the mythical figures of both East Asia and indigenous American folklore as inspiration, I recolored Cressamon. I decided to focus TK's line more on mythology, like his Pegasusmon branch was, so we don't just have a barely different angelic line. Jade Cressamon can be found amongst the treetops, placing down jade statuettes to confuse and trick any possible hunters looking for them that they handcrafted using their jade axe. Jade Cressamon will digivolve to Cherubimon, a perfect end to a rabbit line with mythological and holy themes. I also just adore Cherubimon, so yeah. TK's partner Patamon with the Crest of Light will digivolve to Jackalopemon, Jade Cressamon, and Cherubimon. One more chosen child to go, and it's our latecomer Kari. Kari is naturally gifted with the Crest of Light, but something I found so endearing about her was her ability to be so kind and calm, and her uncanny talent for becoming anyone's friend. Ty's little sister will be given Matt's Crest of Friendship. Not only is she just a super friendly kid, but also I feel like coming into this group so late would make it a challenge for her to make friends with the other kids. So I like the idea of this crest also maybe tying into an insecurity of hers that she's able to work through and realizes that's why she was given this crest. Now, her rookie partner, Salamon, will be taken on a different journey. Again, I know not everyone is going to like this, but I'm sticking to my guns, so no Gatomon this time for Kari. Instead, Salamon would have digivolved to a different champion form that Kari would meet. That would be, of course, Pinsirmon. This Doberman recolor, obviously named for the Doberman Pinsir, would play the same role that Gatomon does in Adventure, but would pursue a more man's best friend route. Not only does this reference Salamon being a dog, but also the Crest of Friendship has clear ties to canines, beasts, and darker tones. Pinsirmon are an even larger variant to their Doberman cousins, almost, I would say, think like the size of like Garurumon, like they're big. An adult could ride one, basically. But anyways, they strike fear in all who meet them, making them ideal guard dogs for higher level Digimon like Myotismon or Piedmon. When Kari gains access to the Crest of Friendship, though, Pinsirmon will digivolve to Were-Pinsirmon. This time we changed up Stiflemon to invoke a similar feeling to Were-Garurumon. Were-Pinsirmon are scary yet insanely kind Digimon. Though nocturnal, they're known for helping to guide lost Digimon through dark cities and forests to safety. Were-Pinsirmon will digivolve once more, though, to Olympomon. This redesign of Achillesmon is similar to one I did in the past, but it's just a solid Mon. I love him, and I think he's underutilized in a lot of people's lines. And he's about to be overutilized because he's a part of the Olympus 12 and Time Stranger, but anyways. Olympomon are known for their love of friendly competition. It's not uncommon to find them trying to put together teams of random Digimon they've encountered to play literally any kind of game. They have a love for company and fun, but can lay the smackdown when needed. So, Kari Salamon will digivolve to Pinsirmon, Were-Pinsirmon, and then Olympomon. Okay, so a lot of you in the past have been upset that I never touch on Omnimon, so I decided to finally yield and give us an alternative to Omnimon for this concept. The powers of love and hope come together to allow War-Gabudramon and Saint Dinamon to DNA Digivolve to Unitymon. This overhaul of Omnimon Merciful Mode is just such a fun combination of these two Digimon that I'm happy I took the time to do it. Unitymon is a mythical holy knight, thought to be only a legend even to the royal knights themselves. They say only a true act of hopeful love could summon them from the heavens. Now, is this in my headcanon only possible when Ty and Matt confess their love for each other? Maybe, I don't know. Who's asking these questions? Stop yelling at me. But yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a gay ship. Sorry, okay? 9-year-old Brandon had this ship, so you're just gonna have to deal with it as adult Numa comes to terms, okay? Obviously, for this design, I made sure to incorporate like the right arm of War-Gabudramon and the left arm of Saint Dinamon. I wanted to invoke that same vibe that we got from Omnimon. And yeah, so that's why I wanted to incorporate both parts of the armors that we see them having. It's that kind of thing. So instead of Metal Garurumon's like canon head, we have, you know, Dynasmon's arm that is used to fire magic attacks, while Saint Dinamon's other arm has the blade as opposed to War Greymon's blade. So yeah, I did that, okay? And I loved it, and I'm happy how it came out. So there you have it, folks. This was our foray into a swapping of crests for our Digimon Adventure gang, or at least the first set. I had a lot of fun doing this, so if y'all liked it, I'm more than happy to tackle other seasons or similar concepts. As always, if you like my content or this video in particular, please subscribe, like, and or comment. Also, feel free to check out my TikTok, Instagram, and Blue Sky, and Twitter, I guess, linked below. Beneath that, you'll find a link invite to our Discord channel, so feel free to hop on in and join the 282. I have some experimental content coming up, including some non-Digimon related stuff. Obviously, you guys have seen I've done some Pokemon stuff lately, but also I have, like, I don't want to call it a podcast, but I don't know what it is. I'm just talking shit to a camera from a different angle. So be on the lookout for that. If you want to watch me talk shit, like, go for it. It's all I'm going to do. It's probably going to get no views, and I'm going to do it just for me, but you know what? I had fun. And so that's what it's all about, okay? But yes, thanks again, though, for watching, everybody, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye! This was a yapping video, for sure. You can tell that I wanted to yap. But also, I had trouble yapping. I couldn't talk for shit today.